Hey, what's up, guys? So, I'm gonna just kind of cut to the chase in regards to this video. It's getting kind of concerning with all the products that are coming out. So, I just wanted to make a video because I'm an experienced user of Kratom. I've been around for 7 to 8 years in this community. I've used multiple different kind of variations of it, and what I'm seeing now is just this is not Kratom. So, when I refer to Kratom and when many people refer to Kratom, they're talking about this, what you're seeing on the screen. This is Kratom powder. Now, I'm not talking about just this brand specifically. There's plenty of brands that have different powder, but what you're seeing on the screen now is not Kratom, all right? I have two different examples for you here. On the left, you got the 7 tabs. On the right, you got the ohms. Now, these 7 tabs, I mean, honestly, the feeling you get from them, very unique, which I find extremely interesting that I can take the same milligram, say from a different manufacturer, and I don't get the same feeling. So obviously, highly inconsistent. Maybe they're putting something else in it. Then you have the brand on the right, which is Pseudo. That's supposed to be stronger than 7-OH. So overall, it's just getting out of hand at this point. Now, what you're looking at is a large variation of different 7-OH products. So if you notice, there's a common theme with these. They're all marketed very colorful. They all have different flavors. They look pretty interesting, appealing to the eye. But one thing that I find interesting is the factor that there are some companies who went out of their way to make it as obvious as possible that they're literally trying to replicate prescription pills. So for example, you have that brand right there, which is Roxy. So it's a blue tablet, which they do have them at a certain milligram, which even further proves that they're trying to replicate the painkiller 30 milligram oxycodone, which is just ridiculous because on the street, most of the time, if not 90% of the time, it's definitely fentanyl. Then you have another brand called Pressed. So, super interesting that their green version of it is called the Hulk Blend. So, obviously they're trying to just replicate painkillers. I mean, it's just kind of common sense, you have very literally a blue tablet that's called Pressed with a P on it. I mean, is that not common sense that they're trying to replicate a Percocet tablet? I mean, in my opinion, they are. And it's just extremely concerning, and it's getting out of hand. And this stuff is super expensive. I mean, luckily, my local area, for example, the pack on the left here, the 7 tabs, which in my opinion is, the most consistent brand I've came across, is generally the cheapest. It's $20 for a 4-pack. Again, luckily for me, the brand on the right, I can get it at around $25. But there are people out there paying anywhere from $20 to $40 for a 4-pack, and depending on the brand, it can even be $50. And there's people buying multiple packs of these a day. They're taking 2 or 3, so you're ending up spending hundreds of dollars on this product, and it's ridiculously addicting. And the factor that it's not regulated, I mean, you have no idea what's in it. Let's just be straight up. I mean, yeah, you can scan the QR code and get some product testing, quote unquote, but I'll be straight up with you. There's times where I've scanned QR codes on some of these brands, which I'm not going to mention specifically, but it leads me to a lab result that's clearly just copy and pasted from another 7-OH product, and it's not even real. Because I've called multiple different companies that's on the testing result, and given them the batch ID number or the product number, and they claim that they've never even tested that product. So it's very obvious that, you know, this large push of this completely synthetic chemical, by the way, there's nothing natural about it, is just super suspicious. And I mean, it's kind of right in your face too, because on the back it tells you product contains naturally occurring plant compounds from Metragenine speciosa. That is not true. This does not contain a single product that has anything natural in it. 7-OH is 100% synthetically made in regards to these products. Now again, yes, there is 7-OH in kratom powder, but it's not a significant enough amount. So honestly, I don't know what they're going to end up doing with these on the shelves. In some states, it's already banned. I think at this point, legislators, I think they're going to use this as a way to just ban kratom outright, you know? Don't get me wrong, and I'll say this as a last remark, you know, every product has some kind of way to help somebody. Yes, that is true. These products are a great replacement for people who are, say for example, are in great pain and they're not able to get prescribed anything, or you know, you have massive amounts of anxiety, insomnia, fatigue, and you know, you don't want to go the prescription route. But at the end of the day, this is also a very easy way for somebody to get hooked on these products, and now you're spending your last dollar trying to chase some kind of feeling that's realistically you're never going to get again or at all. So again, super concerning. This stuff is 100% synthetically made, nothing real about it. You're gonna end up spending practically your last dollar trying to chase this stuff. From what I've heard from different reports, from what I've seen from even friends that I know, there's people taking even 8 to 12 at one time, you know, and when you're taking that many tablets, you're gonna have insane withdrawal. There's people who have horrible withdrawal even just off of 30 milligrams, which would be 2 tablets of the 7 tabs brand. And these withdrawals are extremely close to what you would experience with real painkillers. And a lot of people, they can't handle that kind of stuff, you know? So overall, I think these kind of products are gonna get kratom banned completely. And realistically, people don't know what they're getting themselves into when they're taking these products. Again, you're gonna spend your last dollar. I mean, you gotta get yourself together. If you're watching this video because you're already deep in the rabbit hole, hey, this is your sign to go ahead and slow down and stop, you know? If you're watching this video because you're interested in trying the product and, you know, you haven't really got a chance to try it and you want to give it a try, by all means, give it a try. You know, you're gonna see what it's all about. But I'll go ahead and tell you that you are going to start something that you probably can't finish. And I'm gonna be real, you know, I've been using kratom for 7 to 8 years. It's helped me greatly, helped me out through college a lot when I had a lot of papers and stress. But at the end of the day, this stuff is not kratom, and you are going to destroy your life with these products. Yes, you can use them safely. Yes, you can use it in a respectful manner to where you're just taking maybe 1 or even half. But let's be realistic, that's probably not going to happen. I don't know what's going to end up happening with these products, but I wish the best for everybody who is experiencing, you know, any kind of issues after taking these. I'll be honest, there's times where, you know, I've chewed up some of these tablets. I'm not going to say the name of the brand, and I even chewed into, you know, pieces of metal. Either you can believe it or don't, you know. You can go on Reddit and see there's people who have experienced the same thing. There's no quality control. It's not FDA approved. So anyways, good luck to everybody. If you got any questions below, just comment and I'll try to get back to you when I can. Y'all be safe.